Alright, cool. This will have to do. First of all, the light is bright as fuck. But welcome back to a conversation a day. I've already uploaded a video today. It's a freestyle with some of the homies. We had a good time. Yeah, we had a good time. It's the one I posted before. Which is why there's no conversation a day, though I did record a conversation a day that day, and it's actually 2 videos I want to post. And I'm recording one today as well, even though I have a post for today, just so I have a backlog of content and things to post. As you will see, I'm standing the fuck up. I'm about to go out, go have some fun, de-stress, and hopefully not go too crazy and some shit. It is hot as a bitch in here, so I'm gonna take off this jacket. Regardless of the drip intention. So yeah, welcome back. I hope you've been well. I hope you're enjoying these videos, and I hope you're seeing the progression. I will say that I think I started this off with as much of a laissez-faire attitude as possible, as in I just would slap on some effects. I didn't really care about the beginnings, the setups, the lighting and the angles and all of that. And as I do it more and more, I'm kind of like, you can at least put a bit of effort. I know the main goal is like consistency over everything else, but it still would make sense to not just be consistent, but be consistent well. And perhaps, so right now I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on myself, and I don't ever want to put too much pressure on myself, but I've done a couple days of consistency. Okay, so now let's try and add some improvements on that, some forethought and some directedness into how we do things and how we go about doing things. I also feel like if I claim to be a photographer or videographer and my videos are just consistently shit, then it's like, are you really though, right? But anyways, that's that. So, why are we here today? I actually don't know. I just wanted to do a conversation a day, because I was like, a conversation a day, like, at the very least we record it, right? It's not like it takes a lot of editing. I think I suck at love. Yeah, let's go with that. I think a lot of people suck at love. Well, but firstly, it's like, what is love? I don't know. What I say often when people ask me what I think love is that it's a choice about dedicating yourself to somebody. Not in your entirety, of course, but like loving, caring for someone, making that choice to be there for them, to be their partner, or that's in the case of romantic love, be their partner, or just to be someone who cares for them in the same way you allow yourself to be more vulnerable because you love that person. And to love someone is to give someone power over you and to give them care. It's an active choice that you make. That is what I consider to be love. I think there's a lot of other things that can be misconstrued with love, right? Or maybe there's different types of love, but I think like the best one, or the one that usually, the best one, but the one I think most resonates with me is the choice that you make. Like, you may like somebody, but when you decide to date them or whatever, it may not be like a choice you were overtly aware that you made, but it's like a choice of like, yeah, I fuck with you enough, you give me enough of something, or you make me feel this way, or I feel like I have this connection enough with you, and you complete me in such a way that I have decided to give you my love. And I know it's not as black and white as I make it sound. There's a lot more factors to consider when we're speaking about love. And I am no expert on it, but I think I suck at love. I suck at making that choice. I mean, where else to go from here, I guess? Because I don't want to just hop into my love life. I may be using this as a form of video therapy, but I'm also kind of like becoming more aware of the fact like, hey, I realize this is a cool like new thing for you, but you probably shouldn't just like dump all your mental issues onto the internet. That seems like a bad idea that would come and bite you back in the ass at some point. So I'm not gonna do that, but I will say that if so, another disclaimer. I am not a therapist. I am not a philosopher. I have barely over 2 decades of experience, and most of that was spent in rooms reading novels online. Uh, I do not consider myself a social expert or an expert of the human heart at all. The only thing I am is just a person that's lived, that is alive and is living and has some experience and maybe a couple of words that coming from me may help you or not or provide entertainment. I don't know. Matter of fact is I am not the gospel, but I think taking the view of love being an active choice is something that could help a lot of people, right? It hasn't been the greatest for me in my relationships with women or my partners. It's more, but that's more because of the rest of my other issues, right? I wouldn't say that the way I see it is the reason why it failed. I think, like I said before, I had a bunch of other things that were interfering with my whole love is a choice thing. And the reason I think making love a choice is a great way to go about it, or like something that could perhaps be useful for you, is that it gives you some kind of authority, some kind of autonomy when it comes to your emotions. Because a lot of people think whatever they feel is exactly them, right? And so love is often confused with the feeling. I feel like the emotions, the warmness in your heart, when you identify that as love, it then kind of becomes based upon the fact or the knowledge that those things are still there. If you don't feel warm anymore, if you don't feel as butterfly-y, then then you kind of are no longer in love. Even though you may still really have a close bond with that person, you may still have an attachment, not in the negative sense, to that person, or still be highly compatible, but just because the emotion that it was based upon is gone, and you haven't made that choice to actively love that person, then the fuel that was initially there doesn't fuel anymore. You're like, this is taking effort. This is taking mental capacity. This is taking emotional capacity. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not used to talking. But I think that's not a wrong way, but I think it's a way of going about it that puts a lot of people into harm's way, makes them do things that they perhaps wouldn't want to do, and make decisions that end up. So I don't know where I left off, but I also have to rush and go get like some stuff for the event or whatever. But the deliberate choice of loving someone, to make love a deliberate choice, is something I think that can be very powerful. Of course, don't fall into the mistake of being too controlling over your emotions, right? You can't love something if you have like an instinctive fucking hate for it. I mean, you can, I don't know, but like, don't force it. But making it a deliberate thing. Once again, I was cut off.
Be deliberate in your fucking actions.
Gang, gang. Fuck. Dog, I hope that wasn't cut off.